Life doesn't always go according to plan, and that's okay. Sometimes what it seems like a failure is just life's way of redirecting us towards something better. I'm sure you all experienced at one point or another in your life when something didn't work out. You were devastated or upset or whatever emotion you had. And then in retrospect, years, months, or weeks later, you saw that actually it was not a setback, but actually was a setup for something greater. That happens with breakups, with jobs, with anything that you can think of, even little things. Timing is everything in life. Even if we want the same things sometimes with people, if the timing doesn't match, things are not going to happen. So trusting the timing, it's extremely important. And you have to know and trust that the universe has your back. Whatever happens, it's for your best. We have to let go of the idea of the outcome. And in another video, I talk about having a goal in mind, but letting go of the how you're gonna get there. But also, it's very important to let go of when you're gonna get there. When we're in the middle of a disappointment, it's very hard to see the bigger picture. But think about the times when you were grateful that something didn't work out because something better came along. And the greatest blessings sometimes they come disguised as disappointments. Think of a breakup. A breakup, it's an amazing opportunity to teach you self-love. And I believe the harder the breakup, the more emotional or the more love there was, the more it's an opportunity for self-love, self-growth, and reflection, looking inward and learning the lessons. I remember years ago when I went through a divorce, it was such a devastating experience becoming a single mother, immigrant in New York, one of the most expensive cities in the world. And I was so scared. I just had no idea how I'm going to go through this. I didn't have a steady job at that time. I started studying and getting my degree. And it was such a terrifying experience, like avalanche. Everything was happening at the same time. Divorce, single parenthood, studying, not a stable job. My mom was living far in a different borough at that time. I felt so alone and so scared. And looking back in retrospect, this was one of the biggest learning experience in my life. This period of life, I don't know if it defined me, but it escalated my self-growth, my self-confidence, my self-esteem, because I always, when I have difficult moments, I look back and I say, you know what? If I was able not only to survive, but to thrive that time, I'm able to do anything in life. I can handle anything in life. And life has been so good to me, and I'm so extremely blessed with the friends, with the family, with the career that I have. But that time was such a crucial time. And I didn't see it as such when I was in the middle of it. And when you lose something, you don't know what you're gaining. So it's extremely important to believe that everything happens for our highest good. And everything happens at the exact time that needs to happen. We have to live with that trust and with that ability in ourselves. Everything in life has its own rhythm. So life, nature follows its own rhythm. And seasons change. Flowers bloom when they're ready. No one is pushing them. We cannot tell them when to bloom. The same thing with us. When I'm worried about something, I always ask myself this. Is this related to my character, to my actions and reactions? If it's not related to any of this, there's no point of thinking about it. If it's related to any of this, then I have to look inside and see what changes I can make, because these things are in my control, but everything else outside of that is not in my control. In relationships, in careers, or business, you start a business, but sometimes the universe hasn't aligned yet everything that needs to happen for you to go to that level. Maybe mentally, emotionally, you're not ready yet for that success. So don't give up, but also Don't try to rush things. Just be consistent. Slow, consistent change. Slow, consistent action. If you have more avoidant personality, it's very normal for you to slow down things. If you have anxious personality, it's very normal to rush things. And being that in middle secure space, it's a whole different ball game. And also that teaches us patience. Patience is a virtue because it builds our character, it builds discipline, it builds this delayed gratification. And there's wisdom in life's delays, even when we don't understand it in the moment. Think about a time when a delay or rejection was just redirection and it worked in your best. Write it down and remind yourself. Stay open. The best opportunities often come when we least expect it. The best people come in our lives, or the people that we're meant to be with come in our lives when we least expect, many times. If you focus on what you think should happen, you might miss something better. Again, patience is a virtue. Trust that what is meant for you will find you. Your only job is to keep showing up as your best self. When you start to trust the timing, life feels less like a struggle and more like a journey. You're not behind, you're exactly where you need to be. And just remember this, life, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. That's it for today's video. I'll see you next time. Ciao.